Since the big update to Icebreaker, quite a while ago now, more than a month, where engine room has been changed to 4 Black Division, and a big change with that was also the rogues. They are much more passive, they don't just rush you all at once together. So this is the new path that I take. I no longer just run left side down the hallway into ER off the bat. I actually go into kitchen here through this doorway, so not the left side or right side doors, through here. And I'll take this fight into kitchen first. Now, in kitchen, and in most of the rooms, it's a group of 2 rogues in each room. So in this room, there are 2 in kitchen, guaranteed always, but it's 50-50 based on chance where they will actually stand and how you want to fight it. I'll come back to that in a second, because there's also a chance for 2 to be in this hallway, which we can actually hear. This hallway group is actually very difficult. They'll often pre-fire you, so the first peek that you take here is the most important. So good one. Now, you can actually run on the spot to reset the aggro. Okay, that's 2. Now, we can open kitchen, and there's often one standing right in front of us. There he is. Now, Knight's pushing, so we want to fall back. Kill Knight. The second one usually pushes after I kill the first, but he's stuck. Usually he'll just start walking up, and when you hear them walking up, you can just take this easy pre-fire, jiggle out, peek it, kill him. But since he's stuck in the door, I guess we'll have to trigger aggro.
Damn it!
Still not moving. Now, often, once you start taking fights like this, Knight will push through here, of course, but he can also come through the left side doorway. You just want to really pay attention to hearing the doors opening. If you hear the doors opening, you just want to play back. He'll open this door and actually get stuck right here on this door. So if you're holding this, you want to wait for him to actually walk in. Yep, all coming. Okay. This guy just... This is actually a really bad angle, you see? Quite often they'll pre-fire you when they're on this, taking a risk. Yeah, I want to sprint on the spot, reset the fight. Yep. So what I do there, when you sprint on the spot in a circle, just for a little bit, it actually resets the AI of the... Well, every AI in the game, including Black Division. I do it on terminal. It's like throwing a nade, basically, without throwing a nade. And so once we kill the 2 in the kitchen, right, you'll see how most of the rogues will actually push us. It's quite easy. They'll walk into us. They can come through here, or they will come through this hallway here. And this hallway is the more difficult one. If you want to take a fight with them, you want to get to this corner and take the fight when they're walking in a straight line directly at you. It's obviously easier, build them like this. If they are already here on this corner and they're peeking, or they're in this corner here, they're already in, you really don't want to take this fight, because this little gap in the door, it seems, will actually let them spot you, and they'll just shoot you before you get a chance to really kill them. So you'll take damage at least. So the way I play it is I'll fall back once they're already here, and I'll open this door. It's quite often they'll be here on this corner, and you just want to open this door, fall back, and take peeks on them, kill them here through this angle instead of challenging on the left hand directly. Right? So the 2 that we killed here, right? This is obviously the easiest kill. You just peek out here when you open the door. There's often a guy standing right here, but if he's not here and his buddy isn't there, that's the 50-50. They'll either spawn here and here, or they will be behind here. And you just want to slow peek out, and they usually won't react when you kill the first guy here. He's like stuck behind this box and he won't really spot you out, so you can just get a free headshot on him if you just slow peek out. And his buddy will start walking around, and you just kill his buddy as well. And it's the same process. You just fall back, wait to kill Knight, who will come either here or here, and then continue. Actually, we hear movement now, I think. Oh. So this guy, I believe, he was in the control room, but because we were just standing around wasting time for so long, he got bored and walked out. Usually, as I said, there's 2 in each room, right? And the 2 in the control room usually don't move. There could also be 2 here. They could also be close in this corner, but since we killed all of the rotators, I assume it's clear. Yeah, usually the ones that rotate over once you start fighting are the ones who are standing. We just heard movement in the control room, so still 1 at least. So I'm actually going to reset the fight. There it goes. As you can see, he spotted me and called me out, but then once I sprinted on the spot, he just forgot about me completely. We'll go upstairs now. So there could also be 2 in the med block area, right? But there could also be 2 right here above the stairs, so we want to crouch here and then slowly stand up. That's 2. Good movement. Walking out. Oh. Okay. So they're in the med block area. Usually, once you start killing them at the bottom in the kitchen, right? The group upstairs will rotate down and fight you. So it's kind of odd that they didn't move until now. Usually they'll move much earlier and fight you. But there's always a chance for them to not move at all. So usually when I'm walking in and taking all the med loot, you really want to be careful of them being right here. Here on this corner. Here, here. Here. And they can also actually be in there. So anywhere in this hallway pretty much. But as you saw, it's always groups of 2. 2 in the med block that we just heard rotated, and then 2 at the top of the stairs here. Usually they all rotate down, so... But still, regardless, if you just play it with this pathing, you should be fine to kill all of them. You can also check their pockets for a nade. It's not guaranteed to have a nade, but there will always be the chance for 1 nade to spawn. There it is. The second one won't be a nade. If you find it in the 3rd slot, you don't need to check the 4th slot. With engine room, there's a few variations in how you want to play it. So the default way is to simply play behind these 2 big engine blocks, right? It's the safest. You run up. You can throw a nade if you want into one of these 2 doorways, or even above if you like, but it's more likely to be one of these 2 doorways. They can spawn coming out of this door, left side, same 2 doors, and then this one, and this one. So it's basically just random chance which one you'll get. So you can pre-fire a nade, like an M67, into one of the doorways as you run up, crossing this flare as the line in which they spawn and open the doors. And then you can run back, play on these engine silos, and just see if you can pick them off one by one. But the danger is, of course, that you may not spot them in time. If you're uncomfortable taking long gunfights that need to be precise, they could pick you off before you get a chance to kill them. They will also push up each of these lanes on the left and on the right, all 3 levels. So when they're doing that, it seems that they will pick either left or right. They won't do it simultaneously on both sides, as in they won't split up and do it. So you have a chance to, if you hear them coming up on the left and you spot them walking up and they're about to push you and peek you, and you're uncomfortable taking this gunfight when you're exposed, right? And especially if it's a left hand, it's not very good. You can actually run around onto the right here and play behind this for cover. And when you walk around here, it seems that they will trigger, their response is to walk back and start trying to flank around this side. So you can play left and right behind these silos. I'll do that now. So when I do this, I actually throw 1 MC7 and then immediately follow it up. I'll hotkey this grenade, as you can see. I'll throw this onto this doorway here on the left. And then I'll run back here and then immediately pre-fire another nade. This is based on lucky timing. So if I miss them on the left and they didn't come out that door, they will come out on the right. And I'll throw another F1 onto the right. That's my plan. So I'll throw this here, run back, immediately pull out my F1, and throw a second one. There they are. Now we just play passive. You can hear them walking up. When you're playing on the right, they like to push the right. That's one. That's 2. That's 4. Here we go. Okay. So I actually got 2 of them with the nade, and then 2 of them that I killed afterwards. But that's generally how you want to play it. You hear the audio, you wait for them to walk up here. This is the most common angle. So when they push on the right, they'll push here first. The top deck. There's a chance they also push the second, as you can see, but he stopped here. But there's also a chance that they push directly all the way down the bottom. The most likely option that they'll take is the top deck. And if you just hold this angle, you get a free headshot. Same on the left. They like to push the top the most, and followed by the second and then the third. But you just got to play ring around the rosy if they are. Same on the right, of course, if they're coming on the right side. Generally on the right side, you don't need to rotate around. It's easy to just kill them. But if you are being pressured by like 2 decks simultaneously, if they're coming on the top and the bottom or the middle, you might want to run around, play safe, wait for them to rotate off before you come back. Now, of course, nades are your best friend here, because nades will basically, well, reset the AI. As you can see, when the nade was up, the F1, the second one, they were moving around brainlessly. They'll just focus on running away from the nade. They weren't even looking at it. That's the thing with nades. Whenever a nade is up in their proximity, they will focus on running away from it. So, the F1 that I threw, the second one, has the chance to kill them, of course, but the main goal is to just basically extend the time in which they are brainless and they're not focused on killing me. So the M67 goes over here. If they come out the left, that's good. But if they're on the right, I throw that second nade, it triggers them to run, and it gives me an opportunity, as you saw in the middle, for me to try to take some shots at them while they are defenseless, or they're not aggressive towards me. This is the other variation, which we saw in my past videos. This is the riskier of the two. So we're not playing passive, we're not playing back, we're just pushing all the way up, being more in the open, you could say, and taking the fight more head on. But there's trade-offs for every method, right? So this one is more risky. If you have difficulty tracking them when they're walking out the door or reacting fast enough to kill them instantly, you're at greater risk of dying, of course, because you don't have proper cover. But it also makes it much easier to kill them off the bat immediately in one swing. So personally, I prefer it because when I'm on this back angle, often I get headshot by the guys who are just like peeking through like really tight little gaps, like here, like all these little gaps you can die from. It's very annoying. And you can also die, I've died previously like this, where I see them on the top and I expect them to walk all the way wide on the right? I'm just like waiting. I spot them, I see them walking up, and I'm waiting. And what actually happens is they will walk down the stairs, and I'm aiming up here, and I die to a guy right here because he would just walk down the stairs. They will actually switch decks, switch height. They'll come down here, rotate all the way down. They can go from the bottom all the way up. So it's kind of frustrating. The best angle, of course, the best fight you can take is just this spot here that I showed previously. But for all of these little reasons, and it's just very finicky trying to spot them, get little angles on them if they're playing passive at the back. That's the reason why I prefer to just push up, alright? Now, when we're pushing up, it's the same method. I throw a nade on the left. I prefer this left side door, M67 right there. I chuck it through this little gap here. And then I immediately look to the right. Do that now. Doors open. Okay, as you can see, it's risky because if you're not prepared for that door to open, that's what can happen. And luckily, that guy there was very brain dead. He wasn't even reacting. I think one of them shot at me, which I killed pretty quickly. But they came out very quick that time. Usually they're slower. Whoa, gas grenade. You come up here, and you play behind this little pole, this beam, and you aim here, and then you try to react to whichever door they come out of. And you want to kill them before they get wide. You swing out to the right, and then kill the guys on the left. That's usually how you want to play it. There's also a chance for one or two of them to just not move, and they'll stay in their spawn room. They won't move, they won't come out. And when that happens, you're actually pretty safe to just go back, grab your bag, loot the entire room, and see, and kill them if you want to, or just ignore them. I recently learned that when you're taking the fight with the group of Black Division below the helipad, after you kill the group of 3 top, of course, you can actually walk up to the end here, and you can take fights with them below. They won't even shoot back at you, it seems. Yeah.
Spotted him.
They'll spot you, but they won't shoot back. So it's actually like kind of free kills. Of course, you can't really see much. You can only see this portion of the area. You can't really see onto the left or right. But it's an easy way to get like 1 or 2 free kills before you actually go down. Of course, you want to throw your bag down the stairs first, and then sprint down and dolphin dive immediately. Because if they're up here, they might headshot you if you keep running. We'll crawl all the way over onto the left. And when you get up, you want to be behind this bit here, behind cover. And then they basically stand in a few set locations. So they could be here on this corner. You'll see their gun, or if you're lucky, their head. So you want to jiggle that. If they're not there, the next spot you want to be prepared for is basically behind this box there on the left. Right there. And if they're not there, they could be crouched here, 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 all the way up here. And if you don't see any of them, like right now, they could also be just below this ledge, just below this ledge. So you want to be careful here peeking this. Okay, they're not here this time. They'll be right behind these 2 yellow bins, just crouched right behind them. And if they're not there, then finally, I'm gonna walk up, and they could be close right behind the stairs. Right here. Like here, here, along here.